Musical intro.
In the world of hospitality, we talk a lot about service, about amenities, about location, but there's one resource that's often overlooked, yet it kind of defines everything, and that resource is time. So this idea that time is the invisible currency of the front office, it's spot on. Every single second carries value, because every second you spend or save is what shapes the guest experience.
Hello and welcome. I'm your guide for this explainer, and I'm bringing years of experience in hospitality operations to help you really master the skills that matter. I'm so excited to welcome all of you aspiring hospitality leaders to this learning journey. Together, we're going to explore what it takes to excel in this dynamic industry.
So let's dive into what that invisible currency actually looks like in practice. Because when a guest steps into your lobby, they don't see all the complex systems running in the background. What they see is you. And the way you invest your time in those first few moments, well, that sets the tone for their entire stay.
This is exactly why we say time management isn't just about being busy. It has to be a structured approach. It's the fundamental skill that separates a chaotic, stressful front desk from one that feels totally in control, professional, and genuinely welcoming, even when you're in the middle of the busiest check-in rush imaginable. I mean, just think about it. At the front desk, time doesn't really move in a straight line, does it? It overlaps, it interrupts, the phone's ringing, a family's arriving to check in, another guest is waiting to check out, a colleague needs your help, and a system notification just popped up, all at the same time. Without a structured way to handle these demands, even the best of us can feel completely overwhelmed. This is the reality where your mastery of time becomes your most essential tool.
And that brings us to a really critical distinction. See, in hospitality, efficiency is often mistaken for just being fast. But true efficiency, that's something far more refined. It's all about purposeful action.
This slide really illustrates that contrast perfectly. Rushing, as you can see on the left, it just leads to errors. A wrong room key, a missed special request, which ironically ends up taking more time to fix. But purposeful action, on the other hand, is deliberate. It builds accuracy, it instills confidence in both you and the guest, and it creates that calm, smooth operational flow that we're all aiming for.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It captures the exact balance we're aiming for. Every action is deliberate. Every response is thoughtful. It's about finding that professional rhythm where every moment is used effectively, without making your guests or your team feel stressed out or hurried.
Okay, so let's take this from an internal mindset to some practical, in-the-moment skills. This next section is all about how you actually execute this stuff during a busy shift. This is where the theory really meets reality right there at the front desk.
A skilled front desk agent develops an instinct for prioritizing. As this table shows, not all tasks are created equal. Your absolute #1 priority is the guest standing right in front of you, or of course, any immediate safety concern. Those things always come before routine internal tasks. This isn't just a rule, it's an awareness that makes sure your energy is always pointed where it matters most.
Now, you hear people talk about multitasking all the time, but trying to do everything at once is just a recipe for disaster. Effective multitasking, as you see here, is really about managing your transition smoothly. A simple nod or a quick "I'll be right with you" acknowledges waiting guests. Then you can give your complete focus to the priority task before you move on to the next one. It's about sequence, not trying to do everything at the same time.
And this is where it gets absolutely fascinating. Take a look at this chart. An actual 5-minute wait can feel like 10 minutes if a guest feels ignored or forgotten. But that exact same 5 minutes, when you just communicate what's happening, feels exactly like what it is. This proves you have the power to manage not just the actual wait, but the perceived wait. And that is a total game changer for guest satisfaction.
So your individual efficiency is powerful for sure, but it becomes truly transformative when it connects with your team. The front office is basically the nerve center of the hotel, and its effectiveness really depends on seamless coordination and communication.
Honestly, you should think of clear, concise communication as your greatest time-saving tool. Every time you give a clear direction, like "the gym is on the second floor," to your left, instead of a vague one, you're preventing follow-up questions and corrections. That clarity eliminates the single biggest cause of delays, which is just uncertainty.
And you have to remember, the front office doesn't operate in a vacuum. A quick update from housekeeping on a room status, or a prompt confirmation from engineering for a maintenance request, these seamless handoffs between departments are what create a truly flawless experience for the guest. Your efficiency actually enables the efficiency of the entire hotel.
So, why should you focus so much on mastering these skills? Well,
Because effective time management is a direct investment in your professional future. It's not just about getting through the day. It yields real, tangible, career-defining rewards.
First up, confidence. When you feel in control of your tasks and your time, you just project this calm, professional demeanor. This assurance comes through in your decisions, in your communication. And trust me, guests absolutely notice and respond to that confidence.
Second, this is all about your growth. Strong time management and prioritization skills are key indicators of leadership potential. When your managers see you handling pressure with grace and efficiency, it proves you are ready for more responsibility, and it paves the way for your career to advance.
And finally, let's talk about personal satisfaction. There is nothing better than finishing a well-organized shift where tasks were completed smoothly and your guests left happy. That sense of accomplishment, it reduces stress and leads to much greater long-term job satisfaction, making your work genuinely rewarding.
All right, to wrap things up, let's go over our key takeaways. First, always treat time as the valuable currency it is. Second, focus on purposeful, deliberate action, not just speed. Third, use communication to actively shape how a guest perceives their weight. And finally, remember that mastering these skills is fundamental to building your confidence and growing your career.
So, your shift starts now. How will you invest your currency?